Banzawich.
Kubo.
Koobs, my dudes, my mans.
Okay,
Master of all things waifu.
Okay, so Red, we talked the original one-shot on July 14, 2018 on this channel.
2 years ago.
Basically, 2 years and a month ago.
Yeah.
You know? And in that 2 years, it seems that Kubo just said, you know what, fuck it, let me create this story in private.
Yeah.
And to wait until the absolute hype train that is the fucking 1,000-Year Blood War getting an anime adaptation.
Yeah, so David brought this up to me. Apparently there's like a trailer for the anime that has like scenes from this in it, basically. So basically it seems like it was probably created side by side, like almost like the Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood anime was. So it's probably been a thing he's made for quite a while here.
And, you know, he just played fourth-dimensional chess with everybody. Like, I'm going to release both these projects back-to-back in anime format. And
this is the year of Kubo. I still like it because it's like they tried Kishimoto out, and they were like, no, wait, the gas is gone, the spark is gone from Kishimoto. Swap him out. Who was the other big three guy? Oh, yeah, Kubo. Get him in here.
Sorry about last time. Do whatever the fuck you want. 4 chapters, bitch.
Mm-hmm.
All
do whatever the
boys.
fuck you want. Can I make a woman with thighs so thick that they defy physics? Yes. Good.
All right, I'm in, bitch.
It's my
you son of a bitch, I'm in.
By the way, I shouldn't. I feel like she wouldn't find this insulting because it is a compliment. I'm gonna say it anyway. I'm not gonna say her name though. I had a roommate with proportions very similar to this.
I know this roommate.
Yeah. She's a very, very beautiful woman. What's her name? I gotta remember the names real quick. Hold up. Okay, so Noelle and Ninny. Obviously, my best girl is Ninny because I always love the energetic, spunky ones over the like tired, like depressed looking ones. They're both great, but if I had to choose, Ninny is. And of course, by the way, Ninny's design in the beginning, like her pop star disguise, like that's something. I occasionally have a moment as a man where I look and I'm like, if I was a woman, I'd want to cosplay that. Like there are certain things that make me want to be a woman just to like dress as that. And like I was like, man. And yes, I know nothing's stopping me, but I don't know if I'd pull off gender bent stuff well. But like, bro, that's just classic Kubo. Love the design. Love everything.
Absolutely. Kubo is like the master of fashion in a series. Like every character has their own aesthetic and they pull it off so well.
I know he said he wanted to be a fashion designer. I wonder if he ever got a chance to.
He'd succeed. Like
he would. And look, it has a hood with like cat ears, bro.
There's a website that has those kind of hoodies, and I am so tempted to buy one.
Kind of want one. By the way, side fact: I was at a Black Lives Matter protest yesterday. There were furries. 2 of them.
There were furries.
It was the funniest shit. I should have gotten a picture of him, bro. It wasn't like full fursuit, but he had he had cat ears and a tail, and he was actually like a badass because like we were just sitting there and like the cops were of course like coming over and like sassing us like like if you because there was like a counter protest group, so they were like if any of you go over there like we're gonna have to start making arrests, so stay away, yada yada. They were trying to intimidate, yada yada. And the furries that furry guy, he kept being like, oh, they better fucking hope they don't fucking mess with me. A furry will beat the fuck out of him. And I was like, I need to live to see a furry beating the fuck out of a cop. I really do.
That would be interesting,
right?
To say the least. Would they try to yiff the downed cop?
I don't know if furries are attracted to cops. I feel like, much like juggalos, they are much on the side of justice.
It's the weirdest timeline, man. I'm aligning with juggalos. It's like I'm back in fucking middle school.
I actually don't know much about general fur. No, because like, have you ever seen? Okay, there's this channel called All Gas No Brakes. He went to a furry convention, and almost all of them were like, fuck Donald Trump, Bernie Sanders, or I think one of them said Bernie Sanders or riot. So they're pretty good people, at least
the same ones that don't take their obsession with fursuits
I'm not
to
gonna
the
fucking Anyway, back to the thighs. That's what this video is, by the way. Half hour of analyzing these thighs. Page 8 to 9.
Page 8 to 9. Let me get to that page real quick.
Just go there and just appreciate. Like, Kubo knew what he was doing. I'm sorry. Like, I gotta get it out of my system real quick. Like, my God.
And there's the watch retention for this video.
Fuck off.
No, you are not wrong. Like 8 to 9 is the perfect spread of like, I am. I don't even know what to call that pose, but like you got the tits up in the air, the thighs down, looking like some sort of. No, I'm not saying it.
Listen, I won't go too far into it, but they're fucking beautiful as always. Kubo is a masterclass at drawing women as always. And I love, I'm a more of a tomboy guy, so I'm a big fan of Ninny. Yeah, I even love the name, Ninny. That's a name I can remember. Love it.
Yeah, it doesn't turn into like, what was that fuck off character 37 chapters ago? You know the series I'm referencing if you've visited this channel for any length of time.
Yeah. So what's interesting too is this whole time I was wondering, because obviously in the one shot he kind of made it so that it was attached to like Soul Society, like it was the Western branch of the Soul Society. I couldn't tell if he scrapped that or not this time, because like, part of me would think it'd be cool if he kept that. Part of me would understand if he didn't, because he'd want it people that didn't read Bleach to be able to understand it. So I'm not sure if that's still a thing, because what's interesting is there's some differences here. Like these two aren't like the vibe I'm getting is that they're not souls, or like it's not like they're dead. Like in like Bleach, you're dead, you die, you become a soul, and then you can become a Shinigami. So if you're a Shinigami, you are a human that had died. Whereas in here, there's like an upside down reverse London, where there's just people that can see the dragons and people that can't see them, and people that can see them all move to this like reverse town, so they can kind of like have a life, with knowledge of these dragons, whereas the ones that can't live blissfully up above. So, and then of course you can become a witch, wizard, yada yada, and then you need to get credentials in order to be around these dragons, because
you get fucking murdered.
Yeah, well, because if you're around them without that, then you can either die or become a thing that attracts more dragons, like we saw with this fucking dumbass like idiot kid that fucking drew a horrible dark dragon into their city. So yeah.
Yeah, like this entire series is just like, you can tell that there was still inspiration in this, at least in this limited series version of it. There's still like inspiration from there. You got the magic.
Oh, there's so Kubo will always be Kubo. I mean, like when they started pulling out the spells, I started looking up the Hados. I wanted to see if spell 31 was like, because I was still thinking like, oh, is this still their version of like Soul Society? So I looked up 31. Hado 31 was actually Shakaho, which was a red blast. So it's not the same system. And then they do spell 44. Look that one up. There was never a Hado 44. Obviously it existed, but we never saw it. So that leads me to assume it's a totally different magic system, similar to Hado, but it's not like just they're different. Their names, they're different names for the same Hado.
Yeah, it's definitely like, it's drawing inspiration from that power system that he created with that, the fucking Zanpakutos, all that shit. But it's still unfamiliar enough to draw new viewers or new readers into this series. Obviously viewer for the anime adaptation, and then readers for this. What'll be basically a volume here in the West. Here's the original one shot, and here's the 4 fucking chapters. Congrats, you got it. Mm-hmm. But you also have like those other like parallels, like you can go through the gate, but I think in the one shot, wasn't it like a fucking phone booth?
It was a phone booth that went down as an elevator, but I would imagine it would be almost like James Bond-esque, where there's like different places to get in everywhere, or like Harry Potter, where like, remember like in fact this one reminded me of Harry Potter, where like, remember when they tapped the fucking bricks? Yeah. So like, I don't know. I'm still gonna headcanon that it's because like if you look at the coin that she has, it says SSWB, and I'm pretty sure that's Soul Society West Branch. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was getting. Like there's still that.
I just think that he wasn't mentioning it too much to not alienate people that hadn't read Bleach, so they wouldn't feel like they needed to read Bleach to get this. But like I do like the idea that like the rules are different in every sector, which makes sense.
Wait.
Oh, good.
Red. Wingbind HQ. So Soul Society Wingbind, maybe?
Well, that's the thing, right? Like, because back in the original one shot, it was West Branch. I think that's what it was anyway. So he seems to have changed the name, but like I'm trying to figure out where SS would come in if not Soul Society. That might be like a cheeky little nod to the Bleach fans to reassure them, like, yes, it is still a branch of the Soul Society.
Yeah, so it was West Branch. It was like completely destroyed gate there.
Right, so what I'm trying to figure out is like, I just don't, what confuses me is it can't really be the Soul Society anymore, because now it's, whereas earlier it felt like it was the afterlife, in the one shot it felt like it was the afterlife, and now he's changed it to just a nega reverse city that is under London. And I don't really see, it doesn't seem like souls in the afterlife play a part at all, which is fine if he wants to change it. That's just the inner Bleach fan of me trying to figure out if there was a connection or not.
Yeah, absolutely. So it was West Branch, Soul Society West Branch in the first one. You are correct.
So I think he may have changed that around.
Yeah, he very well could have it, and just kept that in as like a little nod.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so okay, yeah, no.
So Nini is masquerading as a pop. See, because that's what originally confused me too. I was like, I went into this series with the assumption that they were kind of like Soul Reapers, right? And which is obviously for them would be witches. But so like when it was talking about their occupation, I was like, why would they need to have an occupation? Why would they need to blend in? It's not like.
Well, I mean, even when the Soul Reapers came to our world,
right.
like they had like were students because obviously Ichigo's in school.
Only when they needed to stay for a long time, though.
Yeah.
Right. And the normal operations was you wouldn't even need a Giga. You'd just show up, kill the fucking thing, and then go back. Right.
Exactly.
So at first I was like, are they on some sort of long form mission? Yada yada. But no, they are legitimately just like this age kids. They're not like dead souls or anything. And well, I don't know if they're kids. I don't know. They might be like 18, 19. I have no idea.
Well, I mean, they mentioned like jobs, so they're like.
Oh, she's a high. Oh no. This one's high school second year. Noelle is high school second year, so that would be second year. So how old are you in sophomore year of high school? Like 16, 17?
Yeah, 16, 17.
All right, do not lewd Noelle. I take back everything I said.
Realizing retrospect.
Listen, I didn't know.
Yeah, but even in Japan, like their schooling is quite different. But this is taking place in London. Yeah, it'd be more on parallel with us. So, like, it is fucking everything about this series is like different.
It's cool that she's a pop star, Nini. I want to see. I hope he takes time, at least a page or two, to like show her like doing her pop star gig.
Yeah, that would be interesting to do that. Like, or would it be more like a Agresco where you're just underground raging?
Well, it says she's the lead singer, so it's not, because at first I was wondering if she was like an idol, like solo act, but she's actually a lead singer of a band called CCL Die Twice.
Yeah. So, wait.
Yes, David. How about the achievement points? You want to talk about those?
Yeah.
I'm interested. I want to know what that gains you. So actually, no. At first, I was confused about what that gains you. At the end, where she talks about how they're in like the branch that's more about like harvesting, farming, like gathering the dragons, and she wants to be the one that fights them and like does defense shit. Maybe the achievements is how you like get promotions and shit. That's the vibe I'm getting.
Yeah.
I like the difference between them, where like Noelle's like, I'm doing it for money, and she's like, I do it for achievements, and then they're like, but just tell everyone we do it for people's safety, or whatever the fuck she said.
For social justice.
Social justice? Really? SJWs?
SJW witches!
Noelle's gonna come in and be like, I can't believe you talked for 5 minutes about my thighs. You're fucking canceled.
But they're just not perfect.
I don't know, man. You shouldn't have had your thighs out. Kidding.
Oh my god. But like legitimately, like
you can't contain those.
It's very interesting, like the difference in fucking goals here. Like I really do want to know, like, are these achievement points in like the gamer sense? Like, I killed this monster that was worth like 300 gamer scores, so I get to
call her an achievement hunter.
Wasn't gonna go there.
I am the new member of Achievement Hunter right here. Fiona, get out.
Yo, and just like that, Red was canceled for
I
trying
love
to.
Fiona. It's just I'm making the joke that there always seems to be one wham. Oh, I guess Lindsay's there too. No, she hasn't been there.
But like, yeah, but like, there's always that one person that like everybody hates. So yeah, you have a point there. But like, legitimately, like the money aspect fits right in with like, I'm young, I want money. You know?
Yeah, I mean, makes sense to me because clearly Nini's older. She says it multiple times. Yada yada. And,
I'm your superior, so
which makes me happy that Nini is my preferred waifu in this case. But like, I'm trying to think here. It makes sense. I feel like I would want money at that moment too, especially at that age. You're thinking about wanting to move out and shit. Like, what's her home life like? You know what I mean? Like, these are things that I hope we get to see throughout these chapters. In fact, I imagine that the next chapter will be that because obviously we get a setup of what's going to happen. They want to kill Fuck Stick McGee over here, and it's funny too. We don't care about Fuck Stick McGee. Like, I'll be honest. No one cared. I'd be shocked if you cared about him from this chapter. Do you care about him?
No,
He's just kind of like mentally stunted Ichigo. Ichigo that got dropped on the head one too many times.
He's the Ichigo with shaken baby syndrome.
Oh, yeah, that's what it is. Seriously though, no one gives a fuck. So like, really, that's gonna. I mean, like, I love you, Kubo, but that's gonna be the stakes that you set up. We gotta kill this guy that no one gives a fuck about.
Like,
even these girls don't care about him. Like, literally, they're both like, oh God, do we have to protect him? I'm sure he's fine. And then they only do when they're like, don't worry, bro, I got it worked out. You're actually gonna get paid for it now. And they're like, sweet.
You get more achievement points that mean fucking nothing, probably.
No,
and you
I
get
have a
more
feeling
money.
that's probably how she's going to promote herself to the job that she wants. Is the vibe I'm getting.
Oh yeah,
she doesn't strike. Nini doesn't strike me as dumb. Like, Nini doesn't strike me as someone who would like fall for dumb like social credit points or like something that would never really mean anything.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
If it was like a different character, I could see maybe that being the gag. But Nini, I think, is probably working towards a specific thing. But yeah, like, they're sitting there sipping lattes. Like, he'll be fine. Let's just watch. Like, so they don't care about him. I don't care about him. It's a very strange choice to make.
Well, I mean, also, we're working off of one chapter so far, so maybe by the time that we get to that, we'll care a bit more about him.
Yeah, okay.
But even from
that
the
would
one,
be like if chapter 1 of Bleach, it was like, here's Rukia, and now she's gonna die.
Yeah, fair.
Like, and I remember too, even in the one shot, I didn't like him. Like, he was like the creepily. I remember he was obsessed with panties. Like, that's the only thing I remember about him. He was like said something about panties a lot.
Yeah. Got panties and just being and
just like the perv guy and the silly guy and the kind of dense guy. And I'm like, no.
We're gonna roll all these tropes into one. Maybe that's why we only talked about that for like 20 minutes. And this discussion has been what, 20 minutes, and we haven't even got halfway through the chapter.
Well, see, that's why I love too, because like, we're seeing this more and more, but it's been a while. I think it's been since Promised Neverland since I've seen this, at least for a series that I read. I love that women are the main characters here. That's just cool. You don't see that very often in a shonen.
No, like, there's really, you either get the young girl as the lead, like Magu-chan, fucking Promised Neverland, or you get these more mature girls like Ayakashi Triangle, that seem to be the fucking focus now. And it's just another shift and jump that we've seen, that like, women aren't just flocking to shoujo manga anymore.
I think it's so cool, man. Like especially like, it's literally from her perspective. And in the beginning, because normally for a long time women were just like, and this is, by the way, I'm very proud of being a multifaceted person. In the beginning of this video, I spent 5 minutes talking about thighs, and now I'm going to talk about social justice. Women for a long time
that can do both.
Absolutely. Women for a long time have been like just the object of desire in fiction. You know what I mean? Like, someone like save them so you can get the girl, or emotional support or whatever. I love that. Like, this literally starts off with her talking about. She's even talking about hot guys, like so now it's like a role reversal where like it seems like Nini is kind of being pushed as the main character here, and maybe she'll have a male romance. I hope it's not this fucking idiot. Like, she deserves better already, I'll tell you that. But like, it's just kind of cool to see that reversal, because typically shonen is targeted towards young men, but I think people are realizing that they don't really care. Like, there have been studies, especially with like, I remember little kids, they did these studies with like little kids for like cartoons, because for a while cartoons wouldn't have like a female lead because they worried that like young boys wouldn't watch it, and then they did like fucking target studies with all these young boys, and none of them gave a fuck. They said all they cared about was that the character was cool.
Yeah. Like, and then you saw that fucking push for more female-like cartoons. You see, even back then, and during like the early studies towards that, like, you would see characters like Dora being pushed for younger kids as a test subject, and you also see studies that show that like they test those kind of things on the younger audience just to see if they'll start to pay off towards the more mature audience as they grow, so they can start normalizing that shit in media.
Yeah, all those things are literally just like put into you by like societal norms. Like, the only reason you would have a problem with like I saw a really great tweet that I agreed with a couple days ago. It was like, different like races and sexualities and genders in fiction is not just to make those particular people feel happier. They should also be given, like, give your like white child a show with like a black character as a lead, and like give your straight child, or, well, I don't know, whenever you choose to be, or figure out if you're straight, or, oh god, words are hard because anything can insult anyone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, give give people media that represents things that they are not, because that helps people become more accepting of things that they don't understand, you know?
Yeah.
And I love that we're getting like more stuff like this with like, because imagine someone, obviously Burn the Witch, probably not super likely to be someone's first or even second or third or fourth because it's a short little miniseries, but like I'm excited for like the next long running shonen with a female as the lead. Like, oh, Maka was the female lead in Soul Eater, yeah?
Yeah.
So, like, that's pretty cool, right? Like, I don't know much about Maka. I know you said she wasn't the best main character, but, like, still, like, imagine, and, you know, I'm really good friends with a girl named Deanna, and, like, she's huge into anime, and, like, not even just the normal, like, girly, stereotypical anime. Like, if you just talk to her on a chat room, you wouldn't be able to distinguish her between, like, me or David or Thurman. Like, super into shonen, loves that shit. And, like, she told me how much she loved the occasional, like, oh my god, there's a girl main character. I can cosplay her but easier, and I can, like, kind of just relate with her more, and that's just cool for them. And, on the flip side, it helps probably boys that read it, like, feel more comfortable about, like, you know, more feminine stuff, right? Like, I love cute shit, and I think more guys should love cute shit, because cute shit is great. Like, I want to go out to like a con and wear some fucking cat ears, and like I love that shit. It's just cute. Now to clarify, draw the line, I'm not a furry, but like I love the cute
to
shit.
Draw the line, I'm not a furry. But Red, you love Beastars, therefore you're a furry.
Yeah. No, but like the hoodies we were just talking about, I would abso-fucking-lutely in a heartbeat rock this hoodie with the fucking cat ears. More guys, and I guarantee you there's some fucking country dude driving a truck in Alabama that'd be like, you put that shit on me, I'm gonna shoot you in the stomach, you little queer. Someone would, it's just, we have to fucking get rid of that shit. Shit, it's fucking toxic. I'm just happy that fiction is going in this direction. So,
not sponsored in any way, shape, or form, just putting that out there. Matakawa.com has those cutesy little, like, animal hoodies. Matakawa.com has those cute little animal hoodies where you got the ears and all that. That
wasn't a real what. That was like a, oh my god, what? You actually you repeated it like a robot.
Yeah.
How do you spell it?
Modakawa.
Modakawa?
Yep. Yeah, and just to show our data.
Expertise in cute clothes for girls? Hey, why's it gotta be for girls? Fuck you. Well, how am I gonna know what size to get if all the sizing for women? Damn it! See, that shit's hard.
And no, you just Google it. Yeah, just Google it.
Oh, Google the size. Oh, bro, fucking XL or double XL at guy size is gonna be like quintuple XL women. Thank God I've lost weight. I might be able to just barely squeeze into it if I get the biggest size.
Oh my god! But yeah. Just even showing more that our data is a commodity, that was an Instagram ad for me.
Yeah, nice.
But, like, no, I can probably put your point into a little bit more finite words here so you don't, you know, come off as the, like, oh, God, no matter what I say will offend somebody guy. Like, literally, what we do need to do is start pushing these roles for everybody as inclusivity here. Shouldn't be this, like, it's targeted with a girl protagonist simply because we need to get girls to watch the show so we can keep it on the air. We need to actually have it with more coherent writing.
Yeah, like, do people really think people are that shallow? Like, have you ever been like, I was gonna watch that show, but the protagonist doesn't look like me, so fuck it.
No, like, it doesn't identify with my roles in society. That needs to stop. Because the only fucking people that think that, like, oh god, it's got a gay lead, so it's gonna make my kid gay, are fucking boomers.
It'll make me gay. Oh no.
Like, there's still, like, literally when Owl House came out, like, yeah, we got a bi character, and they're like, well, not letting my kids watch Disney anymore. 99% of that was fucking boomers or people that were in our generation. I was like, well, I've still got those conservative roles. Like, nah, gay is bad. Like, I literally went through, like, every article, like, just to see the fucking comments. Like, everybody commenting on it, like, nope, fuck Disney, was those kind of people. It fucking baffles me that we still live in a society that's fucking, like, gay character bad for my kids. Not not knowing anything about the fucking story whatsoever.
I mean, we're definitely winning the culture battle because, like you see how, like, even like compare like 10 years ago to now, like you can't the way you win is you make it inescapable. Like every show's gonna have it eventually, and and we're getting to the point now where if you say something like openly homophobic in public, people are gonna give you that like filth, like gross stare, like ugh, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Similar to there was a great example of this. I was in a gas station and like some shitty boomer old woman was like complaining about how hard it was to breathe in the mask, and she was like, and I was in the supermarket and I said I can't breathe and people looked at me like I was like, yeah, because this was right after the George Floyd shit. So, like, a white fucking Karen mom was saying that she couldn't breathe in a mask, and everyone gave her the stank eye. And I was like, that's proof that societally, we're winning the culture battle, right? Because you want to know how you shift opinions on a global scale? You make the other opinion, like, disgusting, right? So, like, if you're homophobic, that needs to be something that, like, you're looked down upon for. Like, you're filth, you're trash, right? And, like, when the majority of society thinks that, then the homophobes will either change their ways or hide. And that's the problem. Just to wrap that up in a nice little bow, that's the biggest problem with Trump isn't even his policies. It's the fact that he allows these fucking horrible people to feel emboldened to say their horrible shit again.
Yeah, we lived in a time where like racism was like, at least outwardly like, well,
and then
shit,
the leader of the fucking country became racist.
Yeah, outwardly like, oh god, I can't sit here and wear my fucking KKK robe outdoors, or I'm going to get lynched myself. And to like, wow, god, the Proud Boys are marching downtown. Holy shit.
Anyway, we've gotten off topic, but it was important. I love the designs of Kubo's creatures too. The bud deer with like the little like flower buds on the antlers. That's pretty cool. I can see this being really pretty in the anime.
Oh yeah, like this entire series so far is like, well, shit, this was made for an anime. Like every bit of art is super refined, and Kubo always was great at art, but you could see that there were times where he's like, well, shit, I gotta get this out tomorrow, so here.
There were times in the final arc specifically where he was like definitely losing passion for it. So, but yeah, this is something that it's been a while. He got to really try his all.
Yeah. So like, with Osushi, the little dragon dog thing.
Oh, fuck that thing.
It's fucking adorable.
I'll be honest, I really hate. Osushi's fine, but like I do not like Bulgo. Like I don't just not like him. I really don't like him. Like he's cringe to me. Like
because he's attached to the cringe. You're like,
are you ready for this fucking like at the end where they're like we got to kill him, and I'm like I kind of get it.
He's got a stupid smile. You just want to slap him.
It's not even that. Like they're kind of right. Like which dumbass thought that it was a good idea to bring this motherfucker into the heart of our city?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not denying that they have a point. Like, well, shit. Well, protect society. One person dies versus 300,000.
I mean, at the very least, bring him. Like, give him a house in the middle of the fucking Nevada desert or some shit.
Why you gotta do Nevada like that? You might cause Thurman to die.
No, the middle of the desert. There's like one city with people in Nevada, and the rest of it's fucking desert. I'm talking like literally like we're talking like where Undertaker was from, like Death Valley.
We're going to drop him in the Mojave Valley here.
Just literally somewhere with like no people.
This dude versus a Cazador, go.
How about, okay, if you don't want to do that, Alaska. Like just somewhere where like there's no one within like 50 miles. And then like just get like one person, pay them like $20 an hour to protect them. And yeah, living wage, better living wage, that shit. It's a big ass job. You just slap them up there. You know what? Actually do it in shifts. Cause like, because otherwise you'd have to literally live in Alaska. That'd suck ass. So like what you should do is quarterly, right? So every like 3 months, you get a new wizard just to protect this kid. If we wanted, that's how you do it humanely, okay? If that's what you want to do.
Oh yeah.
Put him in a safe house somewhere. Let him live his life. I mean, you're going to have to break it to him. Like, sorry, bro. You're going to have to live in Alaska for the rest of your life. Like, you remember Breaking Bad when they tried to, like, hide him in the middle of fucking nowhere?
Yeah.
Like, he got his house in the middle of nowhere or whatever. Like, that would have to be his life. Like, he wouldn't be able to socialize or, like, go to the mall or have friends or anything. But, so, like, that's your choice. You want to fucking live like that, or do you want to take the bullet right now?
Part of me be tempted to say, like, you know what? That's no quality of life bullet.
I don't know. I mean, you're the one that wants to do VR and games and anime all day. You could get a lot of fucking. Because here, think about this. You wouldn't have to get a job. They'd probably just like pay for your expenses and everything you need. So if you think about it, I mean, yeah, sure, you're not gonna have many friends, but you'd have like unlimited time to do like gaming and shit.
Yeah. He'd be the ultimate e-boy.
Oh, huh? Oh shit, that would be interesting.
Can we talk about this council here? Can we just talk about this council?
Dude, I am such a big fan of like seeing some new Kubo designs after so long. So first we got up here Bruno Bang Knife is a fucking love child between Grimmjow, Kensei, 69 chest guy, Grimmjow, Kensei, and fucking Ginjo, the Fullbringer. That's the three people he reminds me of.
Yeah, I can see that.
The rest of them actually don't look like. He did pretty good at making the rest of them not look like Bleach characters. Maybe.
Wait. You're talking to Harry Shyak or the billionaire suit?
A little.
If not
you're
giving
gonna say
you.
Uehara, aren't you?
Yes, he's giving me a
Kind
little bit of that. He's giving me that little like messy hair. You know, probably silver hair. I could almost guarantee in the anime this motherfucker's gonna be a silver haired fucking fox.
I hope he's voiced by the Uehara guy.
I do too.
Yeah, okay. I think, yeah, I see it now. For Uehara, his hat was so integral that like without the hat, I didn't even see it. But yeah, I see what you're saying.
You
and then like
the
maybe
Viking dude down there,
maybe
looking like a dwarf.
Yeah, that guy legitimately looks like a fucking elf. Like, not even kidding. Yeah, no wait, dwarf is better. I don't know why I said elf. Yeah, like straight up, like.
And you
making cookies in a tree up in here. And then like Sullivan kind of looked maybe like Yumichika, like the pretty boy dude, a little bit.
Yeah.
But then the other like
his, I gotta weigh in. Did they really use the SS font?
SS font? Where? What are you talking about? For who?
Like for Sullivan Squire. Did they really use the SS font?
Oh, is that some Nazi shit or something?
Yes.
Let me find it. Oh, let's see here. SS font.
Not the only one seeing that, am I?
Yeah. Do kind of be looking like that.
Yeah. So he's the authoritarian
Kubo.
Kubo. Well, look at his fucking core. For
he's got the aesthetic for sure of like the authoritarian fascist leaders. It's interesting, right? Because like first he's got the swastika on the sword handle, and now he's doing this shit. I'm like, Kubo. For years I've been saying, listen, the swastika is just a symbol for like final or peace in Japanese kanji. It's fine, but now. Kubo, what are you doing? You gotta be too many mistakes, Kubo. People are gonna start thinking shit.
That was the first thing that went to my mind when I saw that. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? After the swastika?
That's pretty amazing. And then Saka Rien is definitely gonna be like a fucking that's the big old Chekhov's gun right there. Like Saka Rien is not there, but probably gonna fucking show up and do some wild shit. Oh, and also if you look at the job of Saka Rien. It's development corps, so I get you know what that means. This is the Mayori Kuratsuchi of this series.
Yeah. He's down there like, I've already built a restraining chair, courtesy of our partners.
Don't worry, I made a fucking horrifying zombie that's like in a lot of pain to kill this kid for us. He's made out of the strewn body parts of all the dead soldiers from the past month. That's okay, right? We didn't need to ship those bodies to their families, right? It's just like, you ever play that? What's that game? Made by the people that made Limbo.
Inside, right?
Yeah, remember like the end of that game where you're like a ball of flesh with a bunch of hands and legs sticking out?
Yeah.
That's what he made.
It's okay, right? These families already got paid for their loved one sacrifice.
Listen, they were all organ donors. I checked their cards. Arms are organs.
I mean, flesh is technically an organ. I can see the thought process here. But what the fuck, mates?
I'm very excited. I hope it's like big Mayori energy, but with like one distinguishing thing to like differentiate him. Or her. Like, I don't know if is that name more of a girl or a guy name.
I kind of ambiguous.
Yeah. Oh, I'm always a big fan of like the girls as like the researchers. Because, you know, then they do that, like, orgasmic, like, oh, I'm going to come from researching. And I'm like, yes.
I'm going to come.
Because no one wants to see a guy come. That's what Hisoka is.
Oh my word.
Well, oh, and then of course you see the Genryu Yamamoto of this series looking like a goddamn pimp over here.
Now listen,
Wolfgang.
I'm like, really? We're going with Wolfgang for your leader.
Yeah.
It's Slash House.
I do have a couple more things to talk about. I like this. So they have like this very incredibly strict law. Like, you touch a dragon at all, life in prison or execution. Like, whoa.
Yeah, but like, really, it makes sense given their world. Like,
right, and what can happen?
Like, in Bleach, you have more of the supernatural where it blends into like real life, where like all the battles aren't seen, but you see the effects of it, almost like a natural disaster ripping through the town. There was an opening that showed this really well that you brought back to my attention the last time you were over here editing. And this, you see this shit in real life. It seems
well, at least the citizens of reverse London do. Because remember, the point is like those ones see it. So, but if this happens in the other London, I imagine it would be similar to Bleach. Yeah.
Yeah, like you have those that are aware of all of this, going through this, almost like your substitute Shinigami, but there's not really anything that can be deterred for the normal citizen. So you have that duality of consequences. Like, on one hand, yeah, it still has the ramifications in the real world, but there are those that are hyper aware of this event, So it's kind of a wild era for a Kubo writing here. Like, there's more at stake because it's more out in the open. So execution seems like the logical, like, if one citizen disappears from the world, cool. It still covers up all of this conspiracy theory-esque bullshit. Like, this here was tied to this event here because this person here knows all of this shit that they told me. It's almost like they would need another division. Like, all right, motherfuckers, none of you can say shit about this, and if you do, you die too.
Right, so they'd have to Men in Black, essentially. Like, they'd have to have, like, memory erasers and shit like that.
Yeah. Because London being more, like, talkative, and this being more, it seems like in present time.
Oh, yeah. I have a feeling that that's probably, like, similar to the law of, like, don't touch the dragon. I have a feeling that, like, it's, you fucking tell some muggles out there about the fucking dragons, you're gonna get immediate execution, too.
Yeah, it's fucking wild. Like, I definitely want to see, we got 3 chapters left, because this was announced to be 4-part series. So we get a month of this shit.
Yeah. I imagine there's going to be a lot of fighting these dragons, and then there's going to be some... he's going to do at least, like, 1 or 2, like, person-on-person fights, because I know Kubo loves those.
Oh, yeah.
It's interesting, because, like, for only 4 chapters, he's setting up a lot, so I'm curious, like, what he's going to do.
Well, they were all pegged to be long boys, too. Like, all these are going to be, like, 50-plus page chapters, it seemed like.
Right, but, for sure. But, like, so it's essentially the equivalent of, like, I don't know, 8 to 9 chapters then instead.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. I mean, it's like a volume essentially.
Yeah. Paired with the original one shot. Yeah, this is a volumes of content in 4 weeks. We definitely have like more well thought out, drawn out events here because all this is super refined art. Like, you got Kubo on top game, but there's a lot of shit that needs to be wrapped up if we're going to go into like, and that's the story.
Yeah, I'll be curious. Also, a couple more just like little details I want to mention. I love the fucking wizard/witch only caution tape, and I want some. That right there. It's the little details like that. I fucking love that. Like, I could see like those are the kind of details that make cosplay fun. Like, imagine cosplaying these characters and like getting like custom caution tape like that, and like that'd be a cool ass picture with like that caution tape all around. Like, I'd love that shit.
Yeah, there's literally so much.
I have a couple more if you want, because I feel like you're about to just ramble in desperate attempt to fill time. Unless you have something. Okay.
Like, legitimately, like, there's so much I want to see from this world. Like, I want to see if it still does tie back into the regular Bleach universe.
Yo, if a Bleach character shows up, I'll die. But I have a feeling he won't do that. But that'd be cool as fuck.
Like, that was what the selling point for this series was originally. It was like, and it's kind of like, oh, they mentioned Soul Society, and this here could tie into this little bit of lore. And this, like, the Reddit, the month after the one shot came out was popping.
Yeah.
It literally was the most beautiful I think I've seen out of the fucking Bleach fandom for a very, very long time.
Gave James Hansen something to make content out of for 2 more years.
Yo, right now, I guarantee you that James Hansen will be milking this fucking
Oh yeah, you know
series.
what? I'm going to his fucking channel right now. Let me see what's going on here.
Live in the filming of this video, Red is checking that shit out. While
I hate him so much. He's so cringe.
Oh, he absolutely is.
Unabashedly, we'll fucking call him cringe. Let's see here. Oh yeah, immediately. Burn the. Wait, what the fuck? I can't. I think he did the. Oh yeah. Okay. Let me just. I'm just gonna read you the last. I don't know, 6 videos he's done. All right. 2 days ago, Burn the Witch Chapter 1 spoiler reaction. So of course he looked at the spoilers. Of course he did. Burn the Witch movie release date and news. Burn the Witch has 4 chapters confirmed. Top 10 Bleach fights to be animated in the final arc. Bleach. Oh hey, it looks like he interviewed Kyle Herbert, the Aizen dub actor. That's cool. Why the Fullbring arc is genius. Top 10 Bleach moments to be animated in the final arc. The fall of Bleach Brave Souls. Is Studio Period making the Bleach anime? Bleach anime and Burn the Witch live react. It's literally all he does videos. It's unbelievable. Like, how?
Because he found his niche.
But like, I have a niche, and I go outside my niche because I'm not unhealthy.
Yeah, it's an obsession. It's very much an obsession.
Anyway, I'll stop. You get one last dig on him, and then we should probably stop.
Like, he made a fucking video on the goddamn mobile game. There's not much more to say there. There's not much more. The Brave Souls is the mobile game.
Oh yeah. Oh, he did a bunch of the fucking Brave Souls videos. Because for a while that was all that they had. Also, I have to say this the transformation, because it's similar to Hollows. When Hollows, like, you'd have the spirits, and then when they'd turn into Hollows, there was like cool ways they transformed. Kubo's always been really good at that. I love the way that a dragon turns into a dark dragon. Their face literally slices itself off from the inside. That's fucking awesome.
I want to see that. Like, I want to see that whole ass fight so bad right now.
Oh, yeah.
But like, last point for me, like, with what I was saying on like how this fueled the fandom for a while, I could see like the desire for more Kubo from here. But it was a while that he's like, I really don't want to dive back into this world anymore. Was like,
I hope if it gets popular enough, he'd be willing to do a long running. Because I know a lot of times series do start with like little things like this. I don't know, maybe not, but like, it'd be cool.
But you remember, like, for a while he's like, I'm done. I don't really want to do that. And then he came back with the one shot a few years later after the final arc. And then apparently he had wrote this fucking manuscript for this. And
now, I heard that like someone convinced him, like, hey, why not do like a little mini series to finish off what you want to do with it?
Yeah, I get it. I get the desire to be like, well, you kind of reignited this really for a while, and then just like, okay, here, have this, peasant, while I go off and fuck off in retirement.
Peasant. No, he ain't even that old. He's probably like what, in his 40s.
Yeah, but like, he's wanted to do other shit, like we mentioned here. Like,
I wish I knew what he was doing. Like, obviously it's not, we're not owed to know what he's doing, but like, I really wish that, like, if he's doing other shit, I want to know about it. Like, are you making clothes? I'll fucking buy them. Like just tell me what you're doing, my guy.
Yeah, definitely. Like, that's the desire from this fandom, is like, what are you doing outside of manga? Like, you did art for Sakura Wars, you did all sorts of other little tiny things in your meantime, you're like, I want to draw something. Who can I approach? And
he's 43 years old, by the way.
Doing this mini series, you've had other desires outside of this, but also you had so much hate during the final arc that you just fucked off from social media. Which there's definitely times where I'm like, do I really need to be on Twitter or Instagram, Facebook, all these things? Like, there's definitely even psychological studies that shows how much better your mental health is. It's purging yourself.
A good idea to get off of social media if you have too many notifications.
I just mute everything. I even mentioned during the stream, like, I have Discord muted 99% of the time.
Anyway, wrapping this up because my battery's getting low. Let me see if I can find my charger.
Yeah, but wrapping this up, like, next week will be down to 2 chapters. I'm guessing we're going to get in the 50-ish pages of that.
Yeah.
We're going to get, like, the beginnings of the Kill Balgo.
Sorry about all the boo-doo-doos, just because I had to plug in my laptop.
Yeah. We're going to get to the beginning of the Kill Balgo shit. We're going to get to the beginning of probably a bit into the girls' lives.
Yes, that's what I'm hoping for chapter 2. I want it to like open up on her like doing her pop star gig, her in school. Another thing I think would be cool is like the process of like when you're a citizen in the like upwards London, and you like realize that you can see these dragons, how do they like contact you and be like, hey, you want to come and live in the under London?
Yeah. Come and join the X-Men.
Yeah.
Like that. That's how I kind of picture. Like it's like Professor Xavier rolling up.
Also, how
Recruiting
the
somebody.
fuck did they build this under London? Like, it reminds me of the final arc. Like, clearly this is an aesthetic that Kubo likes because he did it with the final arc. Like, the Quincy's lived in like a shadow city under this whole society.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely an interesting thing that he has. Like, he has 3 things nailed down really, really well. He has the aesthetic aspect of anime. So well packed. Like, every character
Even the way
feeling.
that these spells look. Like, if you want to go to page let me find this page here. It's 50 to 51. Page 50 to 51, spell 75 be looking sexy.
Oh yeah.
Like she turns her gun and makes the circle around it, and then like the spikes go like boo 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 boo. Like, oh, it's so cool.
Absolutely. Like, he has like the power / fashion aesthetic down packed. Like, that is the best thing.
He's got some cosplayable characters, my guy.
Making every character feel like their own, all that shit, just based on what they look like.
Yes.
He has down the building and world design really well. The perfect example is like Waco Mundo.
Well, I don't know. Waco Mundo was kind of just a desert, but like
yeah,
I did like the build. I liked Las Noches. I liked the aesthetic of the. I think more than the Waco Mundo, I'll let you jump back on, of course, but more than Waco Mundo, the aesthetic of the Iran cars and the visors were fucking amazing. The way he melded like the hollow and human elements of them was so good.
No, the reason I'm bringing Waco Mundo back as a fucking aesthetic for like a world, a location, is because it had that feeling so well of like the desolation of a desert. While you would have those little tiny glimmers of hopes, almost like a mirage.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
background.
He was definitely good at like making you feel like you were at the place that he was drawing.
Yeah, absolutely. And then the third and final thing he has down is like the world's politics. He has that so well. Of course, One Piece does it infinitely better.
Does he? I've never. That was never anything that stood out to me with Kubo's writing was politics.
I really, really love, like, especially Yamamoto and Bleach, like having that like everything must follow every single piece of order, giving the old world law to it, whereas everybody else is like, well, we need to grow, we need to evolve. It's kind of like our own struggle here.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
That kind of aspect in politics he has nailed down really well.
No, he loves his authoritarians.
It's definitely going to be interesting to be like, will we have parallels to that here, where like everybody else will be like, do we really need to kill him though? Do we really need to follow this shit?
I mean, as much as it's dumb that he's being, drug around in reverse London, it's definitely fucking barbaric to kill him. Like, yeah.
Absolutely. Like, so I'll be interested to see how we handle that in the next couple. But we'll see if everything is answered. If we see more for Kubo Sensei in the future, that like anything he writes, we'll cover here. Like,
oh yeah,
we are Kubo stans, very much so. It's one of our first series growing up, and getting into this fucking fandom. But definitely, and obviously, when the anime comes back, we've mentioned many times we'll be covering that. But yeah, so any final thoughts from you before we drone on much longer and my Discord decides to continue blurbing?
Well, the only other thing too is like I love Nini's hair a lot as well, because even when she doesn't have the hoodie on, her hair makes her look like she has cat ears too.
Yeah, that is.
It's good.
That is really the aesthetic I get for Nini. Like, she has this persona.
She's feisty.
That feisty ass persona that like I exude this pop star bullshit here. But what I really am interested in is like, will that aesthetic continue into the battle phase? Because
oh yeah, well, we already see she's one of those fuckers that like charges into battle. Like we see that like immediately charges in like.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But like, will we see that like that feisty attitude aesthetically, like with the battle style, with everything? We might see her arrogance and the like, I'm going to charge hat first, but will we see like that play into her battle? Because every character in Bleach had their own style for like, I'm going to move Zabimaru around this way and sneak around because I'm sneaky and do all this fucking bullshit. I'm going to play mind games with you with all the fucking little tiny rosebuds. I'm going to do all this shit.
Yeah, I hope there's enough time in this manga to really delve into like at least some of their fighting styles. Yeah.
Yeah. But we have a very compressed cast for this too, and like we have all of these divisions of like this person and that person in the background. Even in Bleach, we didn't get everybody, and that's one of the notorious things with the final arc. So we can talk our asses off about fucking Bleach and Burn the Witch. That's what I found out in this video.
Oh, definitely. But I am hungry, so we're ending it.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's what I want to see. I want to see if it carries over into that. And until next week.
Right before 50 minutes yet again. Peace.